Okay, we're live, and I screwed up. I gotta go close the remote desktop capture thing that's on the other computer. Wow, that's a lot of delay. Holy moly, just now I clapped my hands. Good grief. Wow. Okay, I restarted the stream on the office side because there was a ridiculous amount of delay. So I just wanted to try and reduce that a little bit. Okay, hello. So, after last weekend, I went ahead and ordered belt kits so that we can try and rebelt the sharp thing. So we'll see how that goes. And now there's low FPS. I see it is, I think it's better now. I think it just was sorting itself out. All right, I'm gonna drop this into my shelf of my drawer of It Never Returns, and then someday we'll remember maybe that I have belts. I have the second package here though. All right.
02 subscribed with Prime. They subscribed for 3 months and says looking sharp today. TECHTA 5 cog. End of line.
First off here, Ilarkle, thank you for the tier 1 sub there, and for 14 months. That's
They subscribed for 14 months, currently on a 9-month streak, and says hi colon. End of line.
Oh, I get a cheat. I get to use the same number twice. Oh my gosh.
Subscribed with Prime. They subscribed for 30 months. End of line.
All right, Ilarkle, thank you for the tier 1 for 14 months. Decimator, thank you for the Prime sub and for 3 months there. Playful, thank you for the, you know what, it's the same, that's 3 and 14. And anyway, Playful, thank you for the 14 months of Prime sub there. And Bezo1, thank you for the 30 months of Prime sub there. All right. Yeah. So also, a little fun thing here before we get started proper. The second power strip finally came in, and it's really weird. So it's this thing, right? Okay, let me just do this. That way the thing pops up. I thought this was going to be like brushed metal colored, but it's actually painted gray. So it's, you know, it's metal, but they painted it, which I was not expecting. So anyway, we now have matching separate colors of power strips here, so that it will be easier to identify which is which in the future. I have not labeled the pedals themselves the different colors yet. So yeah. Say it each time vintage computing is always foiled by goo, either cap goo or belt goo. Belt goo is a little rarer for vintage computing, but it does happen. Okay. I think we can get started on the main topic at hand here. Let's see. You gonna cooperate with me here? Camera arm? Yeah, that'll work. Okay. I'm gonna, oh, that's darkness. I'm gonna be recording this for a second channel video, so we'll see how that goes. But, all right. Just for kicks, let's just go ahead and plug this in, turn it on. I still haven't tried running this without batteries in it yet through the dock. It would be cool if that worked. But, all right, here we go. Boop. Okay. So, previously, I got this Sharp...
Subscribe with Prime. They've subscribed for 15 months. End of line.
Walkman and camcorder. Well, those aren't computers, though. Yeah, hi-fi stuff, belts are just, oh my gosh, constant source of problems. HoshiTube, thank you for the Prime sub and for 15 months there. I appreciate that. Anyway, recently I got this Sharp PC-1251 working, and the CE-125Dock mostly working. So the printer itself...
Subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 39 months, currently on a 12-month streak, and says looking sharp today. End of line.
Digital Ice Agent, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 32 and 39 months maybe. I appreciate that. I repair, I don't do customer repairs, no, for a multitude of reasons. It's just not, it's too much liability and complications with it. Anyway, I got the dock working here, which I think it will not really cooperate with me. Yo, what gives? If I do clear, and then 1 + 1, enter. There we, oh, the paper somehow got jammed in it. Okay, you know what? I bet I took it apart and then didn't really think too hard about putting it. Oh, it's really bad. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's see here. 1 + 1. I didn't just break it, did I? Error. Fair enough. Okay. Cool. Off. Power. Okay. Hold on. Clear. 1 + 1. Okay. Whew. Still working well there with the printer. But I was not able to get the cassette drive working because there are 3 different sized tiny belts in there, and motor can't drive anything because it's just freewheeling and not connecting to anything. So today I've got belts, maybe. So I ordered a random belt kit because there's no way I'm going to find a dedicated belt kit for this. So I have a bunch of 1mm diameter belts here that we're going to see if we can get to work on that micro cassette drive. So let's crack this thing back open and see if we can fix it. All right, there we go. Intro. We can do whatever we want now. All right. You know what I'm going to do here real quick for my own sake? Hey, there we go. Now I don't have to worry about that getting jammed. Okay. You know, where'd that pink piece of foam I was using go? I preferred that. Get back here. Okay, let's shut it all down. Get the computer out of there, because we don't need to have it connected. And get it open again. It's a really neat system, though. It really is. I need to go blow my nose really quick. I will be right back. I remembered to prep the silence. Okay. The silence doesn't work if I forget to run all the beeps, because they have to be at the end of playback. It's a whole thing. Okay. Screwdriver. Check. It's only those 2 that are different, and I know those are the ones that are different, but let's just, for the sake of not screwing this up, take a piece of tape here. I'm just going to mark these two screws as the ones that are different sizes, because then we can use the box and not have to worry. Got to exploring, modifying the flatbed. So circuit sable? No, not yet, but I do have them like set aside, ready to go. It's one of the things that's on my schedule to come up to. That's an Allen head. So I haven't done it yet, but it's on my more immediate to-do list. It's just a lot of projects. Actually using the A-Vision today for something. Not going to tease it too much, though, because it's not that big and fancy. Just kind of a cool thing for me, because what I got did not come with them. But I may also not want them due to the nature of mine being unusual, so I don't know if I want them. And I can tease that even more by saying it has to do with Hydro Thunder's CRTs. Okay, need an answering machine and small hi-fi? I have an answering machine in the office. And now you have to see it, because I think it's one of the most gorgeous ones ever. Look at the Panasonic Easyphone. Yes. There we go. I even have the original endless loop cassette there. Look at it. Yeah, I absolutely love this thing. It's the perfect 80s phone answering machine combo. Only downside is it takes some kind of wonky power supply, negative center, 13 volts, and I think that's maybe not even the whole story. So I've never actually put power to it. I've actually passed on the standalone answering machine version of that just because I already have that, so like why? Ghetto blaster of answering machines. You're calling tech tangentially, yeah. Okay, spudger. How many answering machines do I have? One. And I bought that as set decoration. I have the matching Panasonic pencil sharpener from the same cosmetic line. And it just all goes next to my 5150 for my 80s setup area that I thought I was really going to film a lot more in, but I don't. Yeah, Cordizo, as much as everyone likes to joke about it, I am genuinely not a phone collector. It's just not a real thing for me. Okay, have that back open now. And this is as far as I got in the main video last time, but we now need to remove this, which thankfully isn't too bad. I explored this a little after the other video. There's some screws around here, four in particular, that you need to remove, and then this lifts out. We'll explore trying to more properly disconnect it, but we can't actually get to everything, so we may not even bother with that, actually. So, yeah, let's keep going deeper. Just so the answering machine can pick up the call. You guys will wear out that 30-second answering machine or outgoing play cassette almost instantly. Because it won't just be, oh yeah, you can just let that run. No, 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 no. You'll want to hear the, I'm sorry, I'm not available to pick this up right now. Then you'll be like, you need to get Cameo done with a celebrity to have them do your answering machine message. So I guess rubber gloves because belt goo doesn't come off fingers. We'll see how bad it is. Probably going to use tweezers for touching the belts. So, all right. So, here's the belt situation. So there's one really easy to change belt here for the counter. And then we have one going up there, which I'm not exactly sure what that one is for. Maybe that puts the head in place. I don't know why that's there. And then we have a big one that, you know, maybe this just goes from the motor to this, and then they use the pulley to change it, the speed for the playback. But we've got one that goes to the motor that wraps around through there, kind of gunked up this switch. We got one here and one here. The main one going to the motor over here has failed, and yeah, I can see is completely liquefied. So we're gonna have to remove and clean that. Then the other ones, hopefully they're not as bad yet, and we'll be able to remove them without too much effort. We're gonna use the already messed up tweezers so I don't gook up my nice ones. Okay, and the Q-tips, because we're gonna want to get in there on the belt pulley. Liquidated belt, yeah. Okay, I will attempt to put the belts in a bag, but this isn't going to work. So first, let me pick out as much of what I can from here. Oh, yeah, this is bad. As expected. Oh, boy. Why do they just have to turn straight to liquid? I mean, just look at it. It's just smearing. I'm wondering.
Says CHEER 100. I'm sorry. Tech Tangents is currently tangenting about some form of technology and is unable to take your call. Please rethink your life choices about calling an otherwise unconnected landline phone and leave a message after the beep. End of line.
Taters Games, thank you for the 100 bits. Hard to tell, is it a soft touch mechanism? I don't know what you mean. I'm going to remove these two belts because they're going to spin anyway, and so far they don't actually seem... Actually, that one seems perfectly fine. Huh. Okay, that one's not liquefied at all. This one, I'm going to have to remove this plate, and we might be able to get this pulley off if I do that, so this might be preferable anyway. Oh, these are tiny. Oh, that was so easy. Oh my gosh. I think I might rate this thing as shockingly serviceable. Not even liquid. Wow. Okay, well that's good because we'll be able to use those to try and find a more appropriate size. All right, and then the real question. Does this lift off? No. Okay. All right. Oh gosh. It's so bad. I think maybe this will get down in there more. Kinda. I feel like that's not doing too bad of a job squeegeeing it out. Just look at that. Why is it green too? Did it start to turn into a liquid and then start to corrode the brass or whatever that is? Oh my gosh. Belts are just the worst thing ever, man. Soft touch mechanism pushing the button engages the motor. Motor does work engaging the playback head. I can't tell offhand. There you go. So I already got a Q-tip out. All right, I've got some alcohol here. We'll try cleaning the goo out. See what that does. Well, it makes the Q-tip black, but it doesn't really change anything. I'm gonna go through a bunch of these, aren't I? Great. And I'm not screwing around with this part existing near my hand, so I'm just gonna break that off and put it in my goo bag before I try and use the other side. Oh, that sucks. I just scratched the door because there's this metal. Cracked. How bad is the scratch? We'll see later. I don't want to redo the whole camera angle right now. Can't tell if that's a shadow or if the belt goo is just that bad in the center. And this tip is now kind of used up for that. I'm going to get my flashlight. I want to be able to look in the groove. Oh, gosh. Is it ever going to be clean? Yeah, I still have this one to do as well, actually. So, this is where all the real work goes into this. And prepping your first Tetra Perfect 2DS lights, I will warn you to be careful about the ribbon going into the screen through the hinge. It's easy to accidentally break that, so be wary of that. I'm gonna try and use this to jam this in there more. Yeah, it's not doing squat. Just making it this black and then not really getting anything out. Oh. So bad. This is where Tecmone cuts the video and the new belt is on, and then you can't see the, you know, what's underneath of it. Yeah, there's a good chance that it's not just like, oh, it's a chunky bit in there. It might be this really thin layer that's basically stained it. Might not even really be possible to get it all off.
LUCKYBOB 77S. Subscribe with Prime. They subscribe for 18 months. End of line.
Lucky Bob, thank you for the Prime sub and for 18 months. Oh, yeah, I appreciate that. We are fighting the good fight against liquidized belts right now. It's impossible to film. Heard about the ribbon cable being tricky to work with, replacing a screen and touchpad. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Having a new cable on hand will be handy. Yeah, I think it might be as good as it's going to get. Let's shift our focus to the other one. Q-tip will spread the goo. I'll pick it up about 5% of it each pass. Yeah, I know, right? I just think it's not going to get any better. Okay, let's try and clean this off. Delicious. Oh, this one's going to be extra fun because there's nowhere for me to hold it. Oh my gosh, I'm just going to end up spreading it all over. Oh. Well, that one's just going to be pure misery. Identically difficult? Yeah, this is in the this sucks territory. I feel like the big one got pretty clean. That one, though, I really... I'm not sure what all I can do. Ugh. Because there's no way for me to get it to stop. To get friction. Or to hold it. Maybe like that. Use two of them, jam one in there. That's not really what I'm trying to do. I think that'll just have to be it. Now, the motor's not going to have that much torque. It won't press against it or push against it to fight. Anyway. Okay, well, I'm going to call that as good as it's going to get for cleaning those. This is ridiculously tiny, keep in mind. And these just free spin, so it's really difficult to wipe them down. And I don't really want to saturate the whole thing because there's a bunch of tiny plastic fragile gears in here. So I'm trying to be sensible about what I do. So, first thing is to replace the two belts that are not complete goo. So let's look at sizes for those. And also this will be the first time I get to compare the size of the original belts versus the 1mm belts that I bought, because these were about the smallest that I could find. At least in a kit with various sizes. So, oh, these are pretty big comparatively. Yay, for actual belt thickness. So this could be fun. All right. I'll make them easy to tell apart. Okay, that one will work for the one that goes between the hub and the other thing. That one. That might be a little big for the counter. Hold on. Let me just kind of see. Oh, that'll be perfect for the counter, as long as it actually fits in the belt channel. All right. let me compare this one to the motor hub. Okay, so it definitely needs to be bigger for that. Let's grab try this. Nope, that's way too big. And that might be way too small. Okay, this is, ugh. They all just come in a bag, and you're kind of on your own to figure out sizing. I really would like in between those two. Ooh, maybe that. Maybe this might be the winner. Yeah, I'll try this. Okay. So first, whatever this is, I got no clue. But this is probably the motor one, or the drive one for the hook thing that goes into the actual cassette. Hold on. Chunky belt doesn't really want to fit around there. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Okay. This one goes around here. I swear this one's smaller than the other one as far as thickness, which is mildly concerning because they're all supposed to be the same size. Okay, I like that. And then counter. It's a little loose, maybe, but it's also the least important. One's probably bigger. That one might be smaller. Or the exact same size. Okay, let's try this one. What on earth? I don't think I want to go with this one. That one just looks terrible. I don't know if they all look like that. I don't recall. Yeah, none of the other ones have like shreds coming off like that. No. What is wrong with that one? You know, I looked it up to see like how I could make my own belts. I found nothing. So just kind of at the mercy. Like people were recommending take a bike inner tube and cut that up. Like I'm not making this out of a bike inner tube. That's just not happening by hand. I was hoping that maybe you could get this stuff on like a spool, then you could cut it and fuse it somehow, but no. That's not happening. So yeah, this one out until I'll put it back so that I can forget how bad it is and then use it on something later that's maybe not as much of a pain to repair. And we'll put one that's too big on, I guess. Oh, that one's way too big. Holy moly. Okay, better, less shredded. That's not the pulley. There we go. That'll have to do. Okay, that's all of the belts replaced. So now we can put this plate back on. And then reassemble the thing and see what happens. Let me do some cleanup here. All we have to do is buy a rubber belt factory, yeah. You know, every now and then the camera just decides, nah, I don't want autofocus. And it's not like true autofocus. I gotta push a button to make it happen. And it just decides, I'm gonna pretend you didn't push that button. Also like how the bag gets cut, so you can't put them back in there. Close enough. All right. Could I test? Not easily. I can't easily. No, maybe. I think I can test this without putting the chassis screws back together, but I do kind of have to put the whole thing back together. Oh my gosh, you know what? Let me just clean up the belt murder scene down there first. There we go. Yeah, so unfortunately, while I was working on this, the battery holder thing did scratch the door a little bit there. So I put that tape on it to try and prevent that more, but I didn't think about that, which it's completely unfinished metal. It's really bad. So yeah, that scratched it a little bit, unfortunately. Wish I had considered that, but nope. Why does it feel like something is squishing more than it should under this?
Uncle Rob the Great says CHER 100 as a new viewer. I was wondering if you have considered a video where you talk about your education and employment. Ground. What got you interested in technology restoration and preservation? End of line.
Well, Uncle Rob the Great, thank you for the 100 bits. I appreciate that. The thing about that is that would kind of dox me a little bit, so it's not really something that I would want to get into. But I would say if you're looking for inspiration in how to get into this stuff, that it's something where you need to take it. So the way that I always describe it for software development is that you need a goal. That is the general. Wow, this wire situation sucks. you need to have something that's attainable, that has a defined start and end that you can work towards, that has steps, and don't set it, oh my gosh, getting belt goo on stuff. You don't want to make it too complicated to begin with. And it's really easy to do that. Really, really easy. But the best way to learn is to have something you're trying to achieve. Now, with repairs, it's easy. You got something that's broken, fix it. But it's difficult to figure out what is something that is like reasonable to repair versus not. So like that Nightmare IBM 5150 video I did. That's an example of something.
100 for hardware preservation and repairs. I'd recommend an interest in the subject, a large dose of stubbornness, and being quite insane. End of line.
Yeah. But like that Nightmare 5160 that I worked on, that's an example where if you started with that, you would have a truly miserable experience. So it's difficult to determine where to begin with. So yeah, it's hard to say. For myself, I'll just say I have a degree in software development, and I have worked in embedded system engineering, but that's about all I want to say publicly. So. But that neither of those things are truly applicable to, working on replacing belts in a microcassette recorder. This is a very weird kind of job that I do. It's generally the job description of this is be the guy they try to find during the apocalypse movie. Like that's what it comes down to. There's no one particular thing that I do that is like, oh, that's the skill. It's exposing yourself to enough variety that you start to see patterns and that you can make judgment calls on things, and then learning a broad set of skills just through exposure to different weird types of devices and things. Yeah, you just have to learn as you go. Exactly. Yeah. Like there's no school that you can go to for learning how to fix a Commodore 64 right now. Like that just isn't gonna happen. Why is this not going down smoothly? It's probably the printer being misaligned, although this feels a little weird over here too. I mean, maybe, I'm not.
CHEER 100 after the apocalypse, people will wander around chanting they shall know him by the hair. End of line.
Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. I didn't say I was going to cause the apocalypse.
100 Gamers Nexus video on CD duplication. Did you see it? Question mark. End of line.
No. That's a strange topic for them to cover. I'll ask this. Was the word sub-channel said in the video? All right. Slight moment of truth. Gonna plug this in, pop the computer in there, and Turn it on. So printer. Okay. P. Let's just do 1 + 1. Make sure the printer still works. Clear. Off. Move power. Oh, we're doing that again. Okay, good. Phew.
Mike says CHEER 100. Yes, even said red and blue book. I was like, Tech Tank, it has the info you need. End of line.
That's not correctly aligned. Well, Schmike, thank you for the 200 bits total there. Okay, this did not go back together correctly. Why is remote misaligned? No, but CD text was yet mentioned. Okay. Oh, well, there's like wires all in the way around this, so that's not helping. It can be part of why they can go back together in a sensible feeling way. That's all printer stuff. Dude, the wires are just kind of, you know, they're in there. Not like well located in here. Like how do these run? There's no channel. There's no like specified path. Okay, let's try that. That felt a lot better. Okay. I still don't understand what was going wrong with the printer, but we'll find out. It was to protest Sony taking away physical games? Okay. All right, clear, shift, P. Off, run, shift, P. Off, plug, run, clear, shift, P. There we go. 1 + 1. How did I break something? Well, what? That's mechanical. Great.
FROSTYWOLF ABS.subscribe with Prime. They subscribe for 8 months. End of line.
Rusty Wolf, thank you for the Prime sub there and for 8 months. I appreciate that. All right, let's take this out. Okay, Bob, that's what they were just talking about. I don't know why it's called optical media printing. Like, that's the term you all are using. Okay, why is that doing nothing? I see it. Somehow, this came off of here. There we go. That's not going to fix the printer, though. What's this about? Well, that might be important. Oh, it's one of those Hellencraft. Yeah. So those, I mean, I don't know exactly which one it is, but there's a bunch of those that have just like a full inkjet printer just slapped on top. I mean, again, yeah, that's ground wire, but that's not gonna like change anything for the printer. Why does printer not want to print? That is the question. Okay, let's try this again. All printers are evil? No kidding. I thought that we were going to be saved from this one being evil, but I guess not. Yeah, so this goes here, but again, this has nothing to do with the printer. Oh, do you guys want to see a fun little thing where it's like, oh, that should have nothing to do with that, but then it does? All right, watch this. So here's the new power strip, okay? So watch the green LED, okay? I'm going to turn power off now. Oh, the Genesis power supply is messing with it. Hold on. Here we go. Power off. It fades out, right? Well, then it didn't fade out, okay? And kind of fades out. But unplug the kilowatt, it is instant every time. There are apparently live side capacitors in the kilowatt that cause it to charge and then fade. So the kilowatt affects the measurement as a measurement device. The magic won't work.
CHER 100 discharge resistor was obviously too much for the bomb of the kilowatt. End of line.
Yeah. Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits.
Dorofox is gifting 5 tier 1 subs to Tectankis' community. They've gifted a total of 50 in the channel. End of line.
Dorofox, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's hope the printer works this time. I'm pretty sure this is fine, although the glue is separating a little bit from the rigid card part, but that shouldn't make a difference. Ha 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 ha. All right. You know what? There's no law that says dog can't play basketball. No, that this has to be in there. So let's do it this way. Okay, so power to the dock. Computer in dock. Computer on. Okay, clear, shift, print mode. I said shift, print mode. Shift, print mode. I see the light flashes and turns on. So it's getting power. I don't know if there's some special particular order you're supposed to do this in. Oh gosh. That starts spinning and then just stops. Why? The dock doesn't, or if the printer doesn't come alive, then I'm concerned that the rest of it's going to work at all. Norfox, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Program mode just for kicks. Shift P, no. Run mode, shift P, nope. Okay, cool. Dock off, computer off. So in theory, the dock would have batteries in it. It would always be powered. I could power cycle the printer, so the dock has power. Plug the computer in, okay, printer on, clear, enter print mode, that worked, 1 + 1, enter, it goes busy and then it dies. Oh my gosh. Also, the display is super faint while that's happening. Why? Seems really faint there in general. If I remove it.
Dorofox says CHER 128. That sounds like not enough current. End of line.
Maybe it's that. I mean, that power supply that's going into it is way more juice than it should ever need. Okay, I changed the contrast. See if that does anything. One moment. Not happy with how that plugged in. You got to go really far back to get the hooks into this one for this channel. Kind of non-intuitive there. Okay, off. Printer off, printer on, computer on, run mode, clear, shift, print mode. It's printer off, printer on, shift, print mode. That's still not working. Okay. Power cycle, printer. Test board voltage in a little bit. We are currently pulling 2.8 watts. Printer on. 2.9 watts. Ooh, fancy. On. Computer. Clear. Shift. Print mode. Nope. Okay, well, that's not gonna realign now. I'm gonna guess this is fine. I don't feel like this is this kind of issue. What? This is a device where the more I work on it, the worse it's going to get. Because it's not well made. And literally impossible to figure out from looking at it. Oh boy. This should be negative 12-ish. Correct. This is supposed to be about 6.2-ish. What? Okay. I'll turn the computer on. You know, out of curiosity. P mode. Not going into P mode. Power. Earl Jack's making a bad connection sometimes. I don't know. Like I just straight up don't know. And it's not working at all right now. It should go into print mode and it's not. Well, it's off. That's not going to help. Okay, that's print mode 1 + 1. Screw you, printer. What? Ugh. Okay. It might be the barrel jack, actually. I don't know. It might need deoxit, or it might need a barrel jack that isn't partially dissolved. I don't know. It could be anything, really. Who's to say? Clear. Print mode 1+1. Okay. So that's working. Sand off the crud. I don't think you understand. The barrel jack is just partly gone. Here, I'm gonna try play. Oh, it's like playing. Huh. All right, well, that might be it. Looks like I probably should look at replacing the barrel jack doodad at some point, but, you know, whatever. Not a big deal. How does this go on here? Like that. Okay. All right, so let's maybe cut power as I put this back on. Okay, that opens. Printer is misaligned because the paper got advanced. Hold on. Printer's getting on my nerves. This clear piece is glued on, or I would remove it to make this easier. Have we broken it yet? Excuse me, it's all perfectly fine. I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing happened.
Belgium had subscribed with Prime. They've subscribed for 42 months. And says, oh no, I nearly got advertised at ... here. Have a Prime sub instead ... I'm sorry I'm late. It helps if I press the share button first. Of course ... End of line.
And thank you for the Prime sub. And for 42 months there. I appreciate that. How serviceable are you saying this was at the start of the stream? Compared to the Tandy PC-10 or TRS-80 PC, not 10, 1, it's still miles better. But I don't think I was saying that it was good. Okay, I still don't have the proper assembly for this, but let's see now. Will the cassette drive work? Printer low battery light comes on. It says it should be. Okay, we're just gonna real quick like clear test printer again. Print mode did not activate. Why? Okay, you didn't actually advance the paper. Do I need to pull this because you're wonky? Print mode. Print mode, 111 plus 2, sure. Okay, that'll work. All right, so let's go to program 10 space print high, enter, go back to run, type in run. Okay, it prints high. All right, so let's try putting in the cassette and seeing if it works. So first off, rewind. Actually rewinds, maybe. Fast forward. Does not appear to be doing anything. That's a little weird. Play? No? Well, I don't like the low battery light. Yeah, it's fine. Well, we'll just hope for the best. Program. C save. Play and record. Go.
Algemet says CHEER 100 and before the machine spits out the cassette and asks if you've got anything by Led Zeppelin instead. End of line.
Of course, it waited until... Wait, it's perfectly fine now. It just wanted to screw with me. Okay, hold on. Counter reset. C save. Okay. Rewind. Stop. All right. Off. On. List. Excuse me. 10 space 1 plus 1. Enter. Okay. Now, wait, why is that line 101? 10 space J equals 1. Enter. There we go. All right. So now we'll do C load. Enter, play. This is not going to work. No way. List. Wow! That has got to be the most robust encoding of all time. Holy moly. Okay. It is actually working. How do you know when it's done saving data? Here, I'll make it so you guys can actually hear it. It beeps coming out of it. So all of the sound that it records to the cassette, it actually plays. I think you just can't hear it because the microphone is too far away. So I'm going to record this again so that you can hear it. So here we go. And then I will play it back, and you'll hear how horribly wobbly it is. How does it even work with it being that bad? I mean, it's working. List. It read it back. Oh, man. But hey, that is the Sharp CE 125 actually reading and writing from the cassette drive. Those belts are probably not super ideal. I don't know what I could do about that. I mean, at best, I can try and go through the set to see if I can find some that fit a little better, but I don't think I'm going to. I think these are just too thick, which is the real problem. So I would need to find thinner ones, because again, like, let me just grab one of these at random and hold it up against one of the belts that did not explode. So that's one of the new ones, and this is one of the old ones. So if I try and measure this with calipers. So new one is supposed to be 1 millimeter. Yeah, I'd say it's about 1 millimeter. This one, definitely less. So 3/4 of a millimeter. Oof. It looks so much smaller though. Maybe that's not like a fair reading on it. You know, I could see it being half. Maybe I'm getting it at an angle or something. I don't know, but it's way, way smaller. So that could very likely be the entirety of the problem, in that I'm just not getting a good fit. So yeah. If ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah. But hey, it works, and I could feel happy about that. Almost every single aspect of this is now totally functional. The only thing that's not is the fact that I removed the battery, but I would prefer that. So, hey, I'll call that a win. Yeah. All right, I'm now going to outro the second channel video that I was recording. Squeeze calipers harder. I did squeeze it a little bit. So that was what I was doing on the second one, where I got it to be like 0.6. Anyway, this is second channel video outro. Well, all right. That will be it for the Sharp PC-1251 now. At least I got the printer working, and at least I got the cassette drive working. I wouldn't call it perfect. It's probably not going to work so great if I tried to use it consistently, but does actually work. So I'm going to call that as much of a win as I'm probably going to get. So if you enjoyed this video, you may want to subscribe to be notified when I release another one. If you want to help support the channel, I am on Patreon, but for now, that's it, and I will see you next time. There we go. Ow! Don't punch the stool right after. That hurts. Sports L list. Yo, I didn't think to try L list. Let's see. Print mode, L list. Oh my gosh. It totally works. That's excellent. Oh, that's cool. You know, I wonder, is the screen length... Actually, I think the printer is not as long as the actual screen.
100.dock fixed and broken. End of line.
Yeah. Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. Don't punch the stools. Not only good advice, reminds me I forgot to buy bog roll earlier. Oh gosh. All right. Trying to think. We got half an hour still. Port 1D life. Nah, I'm good. I am going to reclaim my tiny little cassette that I have no other way of playing. Yeah, I am really happy to have that thing fully functional, though. That is nice. Hopefully the belts that I put in there don't disintegrate too quickly. All right, I'm going to stop recording. Okay, so. Out of curiosity. Yeah, that shouldn't work. Okay. Oh, you know what? Let's try one more thing. This is extra credits scene, okay? I'm going to remove the batteries from in the calculator. Oh, we should put the screws back into the the dock as well. I'm going to remove the batteries from the calculator and see if we can run the calculator computer thing itself from the dock without batteries in it. If so, then I like it even more because I don't want to keep batteries in this. Yeah, we're not messing with trying to print the supporter list on there. I'm not kidding. It would take like a half an hour. I know it'd just be fast forwarding it into a 20-second section anyway, and no one would really care. It would be illegible. That's one aspect of it that I think people don't really appreciate, is that when it's illegible, it's not fun. So, perfect timing, we have half an hour. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Oh, to print it. Yeah, no. Okay, so there's that. Let's see. Darn. Yeah, that really sucks. Whoa, wait. Oh, I think we're in business. Well, that's... Boom. Okay, well, that rocks. All right, I guess I'll go get a different Sega Genesis power supply. Well, actually, realistically, I'm not going to... It doesn't fit in the carry case, so it's not going in there. If you replace the power connector, yeah, so here's what you guys can't see. It's this. This is the problem. It's not in the dock. It's this. I just happened to grab the worst possible one. Okay, well, that's super nice to know I don't have to keep batteries in it. All right, let's put the screws back in this. So the different ones go in the tape. No wonder it's flaky. Yeah, I know. Shouldn't been using that. Why do you still own that? Just replace the tip. Blah, blah, blah. I've heard it all.
Coon says CHER 100 Shelby gets another PSU. Turns out this one is the 2 anti-worst possible one. End of line.
Give your pocket computers tetanus. Put label center negative on the bottom. You know what? Sure. I'm not against that. I think what I'd rather do actually is put a post-it note in the case. Do I have post-it notes here? I think I might. Let's poke around and find out. Why am I missing a screw? There it is. 200. Also, Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. All right. Boom, boom. I think it's all good. Okay. It's a very nice looking machine. I don't know what I want to do with it. I would like to find something to do with it, but it does suck to program on. I'm happy to have gotten it going, though. All right. I see evidence of purple post-it notes around here, but I don't know where they might be. It's also possible they were imported from home. All right, well, in that case, blue tape it is, because blue tape will have less aggressive adhesive. All right. Print negative center on the printer. Oh my gosh, you're right. Hold on. How did I not think of that? Also, right note, don't use that Sega Genesis power supply. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna try and make your light angle less terrible. Okay. That might be better. Okay. So, 10 space L print space shift PSU space -9 VDC. Enter. Run. Okay. And then this is a bad idea because it's thermal paper, but you know what? Screw it. Run. Boom. Almost dropped my coffee on the floor.
Chlorocoon says CHER 100. This is a bad idea. I'm sorry. Did we have a shortage of those around here? End of line.
Boop. There we go. Okay. Reason why it dropped like a rock? Yeah. I am not surprised. Looks like it's printing better. It's actually doesn't print. It's thermal. It's not impact. It's not going to get better. What it is what it is. You got to remember how big it is. Like, that's a pinky finger there. It's not going to be like a great printer. New label printer just dropped. Little carry case. Oh, I didn't realize that. What? There's little key legends? What do you do, like macros? That sounds horrible. It's kind of annoying that that doesn't really fit in there. There's no good place for that. All right. Suppose part of the paper was UV faded. This is fresh on the roll. Oh, that could be part of it too, for sure. All right, put that in there. Now, before I touch anything, I'm just gonna clean my hands, not with Windex this time, with alcohol. No, just gonna try and wipe off any potential belt goo I got on there that's loose, because I'm about to touch the manuals, put those away. And then I think we're gonna play with video capture a little bit. For the last 20 minutes or so. Yeah, Local H, I could definitely see that. I hypothesized in my, Canon TP8 video that you could be a service tech and have a pocket calculator to print out receipts and stuff. I could definitely see that. Oh, it's one of those things. It's kind of like when thermal paste goes wrong and then you just get it all over and then you're finding it forever. Actually, that one's Sharpie from this morning. I did my first legend with Sharpie on the vinyl tape with the plastic tape over it. It's cellophane tape, not clear vinyl, but that's fine. All right. Boom. Wait, no, manual. So this is the dock manual. Unfortunately, there's no room for the computer manual in here. But that'll just have to rest on top of it. Bingo. Okay. I'm going to put it away, and then we'll try and do some retro tank. And I put it away, I'm just going to put it down over there. Okay. Okay. Good idea. Why not get hand sanitizer? Hand sanitizer is just alcohol that's weak. That's cool. The car finance software. These belts are just, oof, I'm going to put those aside. I don't know what I want to do with them yet. I almost want to measure them. The batteries, though, I do know what I want to do with those. I want to put that back in battery box thing. Again, hand sanitizer goes into that category of there are a million things that I could get for the office, and it's just one of those things where I have to encounter them one by one when I finally think about needing them. So I'm not going to feel bad for not having that. I just have to actually remember to get that at some point. So, all right, I'm going to make the Genesis power supply go away. I'll label this the good one. And let's grab a Sony SMC70. Wow. This is what we're probably working on tomorrow. Ah. Okay. So this computer we got fully functional last weekend. Video is a little bit of an issue, but I have a solution. And that solution is one of these, or more accurately, where is it? Trying to think. Where did I put it? One moment. I think I did that thing where I was like, I'm going to be smart. I'm going to put this down. Yep. And I put it somewhere weird thinking, oh, I'll definitely see that. Anyway, so here's the answer. A Desiac flapping the door, yeah. This is wretchedly excessive. I know. I know, okay? Wretchedly. So here's the thing. I had to get another one because they changed the color of the anodized metal on the USB memory card reader to be slightly blue on the new one, and it's so nice. So I needed that for So here's the thing. We have two outputs on the SMC70. There's an output for the RGB on the side, and then there is the output that goes to a monitor. And we're going to want to do dual video capture of this thing. And it turns out that and I'm really surprised by this, to the point where I'm almost hesitant to say it. This is the only SMC70 that has ever been recorded working on YouTube. Like, it feels wrong. Like, I didn't think this computer was that rare, but apparently it is. So if I'm going to be doing anything with it, I got to do this right. So I didn't buy a second one just for that. Actually, I was just trying to get one that I could leave at the office, because the way that it works with the RetroTink 4K is you have an SD card on the front, okay? And on the SD card, you put custom settings for how you sync to the video. And I'm ending up creating a whole bunch of custom configurations for how I sync to different computers and video cards and machines and that kind of stuff. And then I had the one that was at home, and then I would need to do something here. And then this has just become my go-to tool for that. And needing to unplug all of the video ports, take it out of the setup at home, bring it here, replug everything. It's gonna wear it out. So it's like, instead of slowly destroying one, I'll just get a second one that I can leave at the office. That's always going to be set up. But for this machine, because we have two weird video sources, we're going to use dual RetroTink 4Ks for capturing. Just because it's going to make sense. So, because it was only Soto's prosumer, Tyler. It's not. No. So here's the critical thing to know about the SMC70. So I keep saying SMC70. Technically, mine is an SMC70G. So you can see it's printed right here. The G part is important because it means that it comes with this Gen Locker module that's out of focus. Camera, I swear. Okay, it comes with this Gen Locker module, but it is truly a module. So if I unscrewed these screws here, I could lift up the Gen Locker module and remove it from the machine. I don't know if it would actually work still, because this is a really weird computer, but in theory, that's the configuration difference between an SMC70 and an SMC70G. So that was sold as just a computer without the Gen Locker stuff. So, and it's not even just a titler. Really, we just have titler software. There is no other software out there. I have looked, there is nothing. The only reason I have any software at all is thanks to Cathode Ray Dude. I don't know if his works or not. But yeah, he has one. He got some software with it. I need to contact maybe ZZXIO to see if they actually have the documents that are photographed on their website. If not, then we're still screwed, but yeah. So there were different variants. Yes, there's also the SMC70GC, if I remember correctly, and I think that one has more graphics capabilities on the superimposer. So yeah, there's going to be all sorts of stuff that we're never going to find. I am aware of the GPIB module. So, but yeah, anyway, I have this. I have the RetroTink 4Ks, and I have actual BNC cables for this now. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to download my software for controlling the RetroTink 4K, because these come with a remote. I'll just show you. I put it back in the box already, because it's just like, it doesn't even occur to me to like consider using it at this point. So here's how the RT4K works. It comes with, oh my gosh, box is really, really tight. Next to no information, many things, not wildly successful. Yeah. All right, comes with a remote. Okay, this can do like everything you would ever want, but this also has a USB-C port on it. And over the USB-C port, a serial interface is exposed that can control the machine. And what that does is emulate the remote. You can send all of the remote buttons over USB-C. So I have already written software that allows me to just have a software-defined remote on the computer so that I never have to touch the original remote again. So it's just gonna live in the box now. Because it's so much easier to just do that through the computer. Additionally, there's some weird open source like SCART-based video switcher nonsense that I don't care about that is able to send specific commands out over this port for switching profiles. And using that, I can also have my custom defined profiles on the SD card automatically switched into, which is really handy. So that's how I have my video router stuff set up. Yeah, from the SMC70, no, not quite. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try and see if we can get this working. And then when it doesn't work, we'll see what we need to do. Because one of the things about this is it kind of needs a lot of power over the USB-C port. It says 5 volt, 2 amp, and I kind of believe it. So it's not going to be completely trivial to connect this. I usually use a powered hub for it. So we'll see how it goes. So what you couldn't easily see last time is over here we have the RGB and the sync or black and white port. So I'm going to connect R, G, B. I will call out we only have 10 minutes left, so we're probably not going to actually get this to work. Oh, that's all tangled. You know what? We'll just pretend that that's not happening down there. No, it's kind of so bad I can't even get them to reach. Hold on. I might work on making the profiles before stream tomorrow, because the main focus for tomorrow is going to be getting software running on the thing consistently. Need 4 amps total. Yeah, so that's part of the fun here with needing 2 of them. I have had pretty good success plugging it directly into my laptop, and I might end up using that. So here's the beauty of this, okay? So I have RGB, HV to VGA, and then this has a VGA port. And then you can configure this input to be almost anything you want at all. It's beautiful. So we'll set this up as the combined sync, and then I might need to switch to this one. So let's see. I do need to swap these discs because that's the titler data one, and this is the actual boot one. Not that it really matters. I'm going to turn off the power here. Okay. How much power do we think that this monitor outputs over the USB port? I'm going to guess not a whole lot, but I can also see it not being well regulated. So let's give that a shot first. There are supposedly USB 3 ports. So that should be higher power. Unfortunately, there's no real good indication on this, whether or not power is weak or not. So on the RT4K, this front plastic is semi-transparent, and you get that LED right there. That kind of tells you what it's doing, but it doesn't really tell us a whole lot. Okay, now I need an HDMI cable. Let me go grab one. And we're gonna set this up a little hacky. Technically, I could do some switching through the Extron, but I don't really feel like it right now. We're just going to plug this straight into the ATEM. How hot does the RetroTink get? So this little white thing is like kind of right over the main FPGA, and it does get a little toasty, actually. More than I would really prefer. I am contemplating doing the fan mod. Okay, so that is working. That is 1080p output because it will obviously do 4K. So now what I need to do, and I'm going to go ahead and switch to this. I'm going to go pull my code for my remote software because it won't already be on this. And then we'll see what we can do. Well, let me double check. It's not on here. I doubt it. But no. Okay. So git.tech tangents.net server not found. Excuse me. Can I not spell? I cannot spell. There we go. All right, now I have to log in, which means yes, that's right. I am hiding my hands behind the keyboard or the computer and blurring it. Okay, it should be this. Let's go ahead and remember me. Pixel disease has reached the office. All right. I am signed in now. Okay. RT4K. Boop. Code. We'll clone with HTTP. This will be a read-only machine. Git clone. Boop. Username. Why do I have to have a username for HTTP cloning? What? I really don't feel like adding an SSH key, so I'll just download a zip, whatever. Fine. Okay. All right. Now, in theory, I should be able to run a program here. Actually, that will probably collide with the port. So we'll do RT4K remote-H, and I will change the port to 5001. And then I can open this. Bingo, and I have my remote. So I'm just going to pop that out and then narrow it. Okay. Well, that's not as narrow as it could be. But, so this is the remote. And now I will do, I'm going to configure this kind of weird. Overlay, we'll do this. So you should, actually, this. Okay. Now you'll see the, right? Yeah, let's try this. Okay, there's the RT4K and then ARM cam here. Okay, so now I can go to the remote and then I can change the input to RGBS. That's probably it. Oop. Okay, I'm going to turn the computer on. Beep. And then if that does not sync, I will change to the other sync thing. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. No? So it might be CVBS. No, because that should be composite, right? Well, what happens if I reset here? Okay. So this won't, I mean, there's the video, okay? So it is, that's booted. But why am I not getting, oh, okay, there we go. All right. So here is now the fun of RetroTink 4K-ness. And I'm now going to switch to keyboard and kind of give you an idea of what I will be doing from here. So I have the menu up. I can use the keyboard to navigate this as well. I'll go advanced. I will just move the OSD to the right. Go back. So now what we have to do is configure all of this. So we don't have a profile for this. We can go to advanced settings, then we'll set the ADC. Well, let's do a decimation factor. Yeah, that's not quite right. I think we're doing like way too many samples per line here. Let's scale that back first off. There we go. That's looking better. Bring down the decimation. Still too many samples per line. Way too many samples per line. Unfortunately, you cannot just type in a number because it's again meant to go through a remote. The numbers on the remote change the profile. So that doesn't help too much here. We need to make this a much, much smaller number, and then we'll be able to make this work. Let's keep going here. Text entry is hard. Well, again, we're not like properly remoted into this at all. This is not meant to be used this way. I just do this because I'm a weirdo. And needed a reference video input. So not for the standard RGB out. So we're getting close here. Hold on. It's really easy for the thing here. No acceleration. Well, again, remote. IR remotes.
100 a weirdo. It's why we like you. End of line.
Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. IR remotes don't have hold. They just pulse. So that's not really working well. Let's go to scale cropping. We will do auto integer. All right. Go back to here. Yeah, we're still not getting this quite right. Why are you being so weird here? Oh, I know what part of the problem is. We don't have a mode line. So I might actually go through and use my mode line calculator. You know what? Let's do this tomorrow. All right. So hopefully it was supposed to do that. Beep. Okay, that looks better. Yeah, tomorrow we'll go through, use my mode line calculator, and we'll see if we can figure out a way of syncing to this a little better. The monitor is working for supplying power though, so that's good. I had a feeling that it wouldn't well regulate how much power it was outputting, so we're probably going to brown out the monitor. I don't like how we're losing video. on the computer, but we might be weirdly doing stuff here. I'm gonna trying to auto sync. Hold on. So if I do RGB HV auto phase, yeah, it's not gonna like it because, yeah, anyway. So no, so there is no starting point. Also, it's weird. It's going to have a bunch of resolutions. So like the resolution here where it's showing that white cursor, totally different from the other one. So that's why we're going to need to do some stuff. So actually, if I shut it off, switch it over to ROM boot, which it doesn't have, and then turn it back on, it's going to print some different text here. But the RT 4K won't sync. Yeah, so we've got some work cut out ahead of us, but hey, it should be possible. So we'll mess around with the RetroTink 4K some more tomorrow with that. Try and get it synced. I will go ahead and not do it off stream. That way you guys can see what the whole process looks like, because it's kind of interesting, give you an idea of what's going on. Well, we did it with the 8514. I don't know. Maybe we do, maybe we don't need to do it. Wait, did it actually say macrovision detected? I wasn't paying attention. Did it actually say that? Detected mode, macrovision not present. Hold on. It's off. I'm gonna boot disk. That can't be right. I'm gonna guess macrovision turns on one horizontal line, because there was never a macrovision like VGA source. So I'm gonna guess it's something weird about that, and it doesn't actually have anything to do with that. We are gonna be in for some trouble though, trying to get this to sync, because it's not, yeah, it's not happy. All right. There's no way it's actually outputting macrovision. You know how much that would make dealing with broadcast hardware a complete nightmare? There's no way. So, yeah, but we've proven the setup. It'll be possible to do it. All right, I'm gonna start the outro here. All right, well, yeah, like I said, we got our work cut out for us. The interesting thing about how we're gonna do this is that we're gonna need to make two profiles that are identical, because this one, let's just say RetroTink A, will be connected to the RGB sync video output. RetroTink B will be connected to the composite video output, which also gets the exact same video signal sometimes. So we're gonna have to sync to this over RGB and over composite, which is gonna mean two completely different profiles. So that'll be fun. Yeah, we'll have to get the NTSC pattern generator over here for this output to work though. So yeah, like I said, there will be some setup. This is not going to be easy to demonstrate at all, but we'll figure it out. But for now, that is it. So if you enjoyed this stream, you may want to be followed to know when or you may not want to be followed. You may want to follow to be notified when I go live again next.
CATER 100 for very small values of fun.
End of life.
Yeah. Anyway, Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. That's it for now. If you enjoyed the stream, you know, follow, get a shirt, find Patreon, all that fun stuff. That's it for now, and I will see you all next time.